We might think of this work, I think of this work, as being a step towards participation in complex systems, overlapping networks which depend and buffer and influence each other in many, many layers. And the craft that goes into becoming acquainted, becoming fluent in these kind of systems is one that draws on several different disciplines: engineering, some science, certainly sculpture, and tremendously practical crafts such as the craft of textiles and working with fibers. Architecture is a discipline that allows us to participate with some confidence in those other disciplines by the means of design. We can think of this system as having several layers. Think of the very lightweight structural scaffold, which is arranged like a hovering meshwork textile. Worked into that is a layer of active kinetic mechanisms that allow that scaffold to flex and move and breathe. Worked into that is a layer of computation of microprocessors arranged in an array, each one communicating with its neighbors, but working in a very, very simple way. In addition to that kinetic system, we've now been working with a kind of chemical metabolism, which runs all the way through the piece as well, making an active circulation system that functions much like the lymph system in your own body. Dozens and dozens of glass flasks. All of that is working together with a very gentle, slow system of active chemistry. That is the protocell system that sits at the heart of each of the most active filters. And those are artificial cells, very simple fluids working together and creating reactions that start to cycle and start to show some characteristics of artificial life. We've been working with shape memory alloys as an alternative to the world of gears and motors. A curious thing about shape memory alloy as a mechanism is that it works silently. You put a current through the material and it might contract. This is very similar to the strands of protein in your own muscles. It works in a similar way. In the case of the Hylozoic Ground project, the dialogue with nature has been a constant, but it certainly hasn't been one of symbolism. We're not trying to make something that looks like a forest or looks like a coral reef or looks like palm fronds. Instead, we're thoroughly enjoying a rather patient search for individual components. There are probably 500,000 individual components in this piece. Perhaps this kind of work generates a sense of being a bundle of small identities and also of being a composite, of having multiple relationships and many, many overlapping boundaries with the world outside. Now, we can take that and we can become overwhelmed with it, but in degrees, with some optimism and with care and rather meticulous observation, that sense of the multiple boundaries becomes a really enabling sense of understanding the impact of what we do and being able to participate with a sense of stewardship with the world. And that in turn gives an optimism about working in quite strong ways, quite assertive ways, in making things transform and into offering some innovation.